Well, hello there, and welcome back to Freeform Disney. I'm Jeremy, and it is time for, well, the penultimate episode of What If for Season 1. Originally, it was going to be 10 episodes, but it got cut down to 9 because of the pandemic, so Episode 8 is the second to last already. And then, well, once we finish with next week, I guess then we'll have the behind-the-scenes piece, and then we'll have, I guess, a little time off. Eternals will come out in November. Then we'll have a little more time off. And we'll go ahead and start up with Hawkeye. And then in the midst of Hawkeye going, we'll get Spider-Man, No Way Home. So it's going to start getting busy once we get into November. But we'll have a little time off in between here and there. Let's see. Hello there to Special Light. Welcome, welcome. So, welcome to everybody who is here. Get that timer ready. So, in case you're new, usual spiel here, which is you pop it up on your side, I'll have it up on mine. I'll give you a countdown with a nice little 3, 2, 1, so we all start up at the same time. And I'll have a timer up over my head, so that'll help make sure we keep synced in. So from some of the talk, it sounds like we might be getting our follow-up to last week's episode here in this one. If so, that sounds fun. We'll see what we see, of course. Hey, hello there to Johnny T-Zone. Let's see. Oh, yeah, you're saying the behind-the-scenes episode for What If we'll release on the 27th because we'll get Black Widow's behind-the-scenes on the 20th of October. Cool, cool. Hey, and hello there to Star Miko Wars as well. Hello, hello. Okay, so we got a few people in here already. That's always great. So hopefully everybody's excited for the latest episode we've got. Well, we're about to have. However you want to look at that. Should be coming up in about 2.5 minutes, something like that. So we're almost there. Yeah, it's been waiting for, more. Hey, look at that. Disney Plus has up the Halloween collection now. I thought it might not come out till the beginning of October, but they put it up a couple days earlier. Hey, hello there, Darscal. Yes, What If Ultron won? That is what I have heard, that we're potentially looking at this time, which would be a ton of fun. So, see if it all turns out to be the case. Here's hoping. I mean, again, should be a ton of fun. Let's see. Johnny heard it's a two-parter. Well, time will tell, right? Time will certainly tell. Let's see. Well, we'll find out pretty dang soon at this point, right? Soon it's going to be time to start talking about what everybody's most excited about coming in 2022. I mean, we're getting to that point already, where we're down to, once What If is done, we've got 2 movies and 1 show left for the year. That's it. Which kind of sounds absurd to say that's it. I mean, prior to this year, 2 movies and a show is more than we ever had for the MCU in a single year anyway. Being that a show being the equivalent of at least 2 movies worth, so that's like 4 movies, and we've not had that in a previous year. I mean, in fairness, at one point we thought 2020 would have more than that, but, well, that's another matter entirely. And yeah, Johnny, this year has gone by so quick, no doubt about that. That is for sure. For sure, for sure. Hey, at least those what ifs will give us a little time later in October to go catch up in between everything. So it'll be nice, right? Get a little break before that, which is, I guess, nice in a way. What will it be? 2 weeks off? Top of my head, I'm thinking that's about 2 weeks off or so. Because we're looking at the 20th and 27th. Yeah. 1 week off, actually. Because, yeah, the finale for What If will be the 6th, and we'll have the 13th, we'll have nothing, quote unquote. The 20th, we'll have the Black Widow, and then the 27th, we'll have the What If. So we'll get 1 week off before. Then we'll go ahead and head into November, have a week off, and then we'll go ahead and jump right over into Eternals, and on we roll. And hey, we got our rep up. So hopefully everybody's getting that episode up. What if Ultron won? So everybody get that ready. Let me know if you have any problems in the chat ASAP. I've already seen a couple of people say they're ready, so it's looking like everyone's good. Okay. I was going to say, this looks like one of the shortest of the whole bunch. I think it is the shortest. Yes, it is. So, at just over 30 minutes, including all the localization, this is our shortest. So, here we go. Let's get ready. In 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, I don't think this is going to change right here at the beginning of 2022. I mean, I've talked about this before, talking about the intro. My guess is it's going to wait till later than that. That's how I'm feeling. Maybe after Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. On the other hand, we don't know where the end of 4 and beginning of Phase 5 is either. Feige's been quite cagey about that, saying, hey, we'll know it when we see it, but he doesn't want to reveal it for whatever it might give away otherwise. I still had my language in Japanese from watching Visions. I mean, luckily it's the same thing, so. Yeah, I agree, Johnny. I never skipped that on Marvel. What if? Maybe a little early, but hey. Think it's snow or dust? Dust. We're getting our Black Widow. That means we're also going to get our Taskmaster piece in here too, right? With the shield. It's got to come in this, right? Feels Terminator-ish, doesn't it? Just in that apocalypse side of things. The invisibility cloak. Always nice. See, we're getting our Harry Potter and Marvel crossover right there. Interesting on the arm. Look at that. Why did they pause and not just finish him off there? But like, I need a Budapest joke in here. Yeah, I agree, Johnny, entirely. I love how the Watcher's been getting more involved over. It's our one through line, and I'm wondering where that's headed in the long run. You know, that kind of radiation would be bad for Ultron, too. It's like, mm. Okay, sure. Work with it, move on. What if Thanos was a chump? There we go. Yo. You could just snap your fingers and do it. We're just having fun showing destruction, right? It's like, get it, move on. It's kind of fun, but still. Had to stop him from using them. Then you had a shot. I love someone hearing the narrator. in essence. So he just happened to be wrong and missed killing two people, I guess? In the entire universe? Okay, sure. Especially at ground this area, you'd think he'd make sure to finish Earth off of all places. The Watcher be lurking. Indeed, Johnny is. Indeed. Is that Xavier? Was that Charles Xavier? The Watcher's amusing. Didn't say Grandmaster on the one, right? Yo. Fun to reuse same sets, right? Thought a little nostalgia kick at least. Always fun seeing completely new weapons, right? Speaking of trying to push nostalgia, here we're just trying to push an Infinity War, sorry, an Endgame reference here. In the piece about the people making this not really getting it and getting the characters, we have Clint all, I'm past it, I'm out of it, and never mentions his family once. Probably the single biggest thing that would actually truly bring him to that point is the loss of his family. But does he mention them? No, he mentions the loss of other things. It's weird. You just tracked the whole universe? Impressive there, Zola. Yeah, we're getting at least a little idea of the powers of the Watcher, huh? It's interesting. Ultron's purpose wasn't simply about peace, but it's interesting also. If this Ultron actually got Vision's body, if he actually got that body, then I don't think he goes to the extent of wiping humanity out. He was only pushing to that extent because he had essentially gotten backed into a complete corner by the Avengers and felt that there was no other way to go ahead and enforce what he was trying to, and then go ahead and protect humanity. With Vision's body, I don't think he goes there. Hey, it's Galactus, huh? No, felt like it. Sorry, brain. We're talking, thinking about other things and watching that. Steve Rogers becoming president? Is that what that is? I'm assuming it's not just a senator or a congressperson or something. Yeah, might as well be a Galactus variant. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, the Skrulls in that one. That was interesting. Suppose this does beg the question. The Infinity Stone's enough to simply be able to traverse the multiverse? I mean, we're arguing here it is. But to be honest, I'm really questioning the full status of What If and how canon it really is, as much as they've said so. Yo. Good times, nice little cliffhanger. I guess we got a little bit left. No kidding, Johnny. Doctor Strange Supreme definitely making a return next episode here, huh? The little, also starring Benedict Cumberbatch, because we didn't want to spoil that one by putting his name earlier, so we waited it for here. Star Miko, your favorite yet? Yeah, definitely had some fun elements in it. I feel like this probably had one of the lower amounts of people that were actually the original voices, unless I'm mistaken, right? Because Black Widow is not Scarlett Johansson. Marvel is not brain. But let's see, we have, Tony Stark's not by the same. Steve Rogers isn't. Ultron was played by somebody else. So a few people that are played by someone else, right? In this case. Not sure. What about Zola? Was Zola actually played by... Yes, Toby Jones did play Zola here, so yeah. So we had Toby Jones play Zola. Jeremy Renner was backed up to go ahead and play Hawkeye, and Benedict Cumberbatch came in the end to go play Doctor Strange. But that's really about it, isn't it? Wow, that's funky. I mean, Jeffrey Wright, you can argue that one either way, considering he's an original character for What If, so I don't think that really counts. Scal, you said that they went with Thanos when they could have done this? What? You mean for all our first three phases? Nah, the first three phases, I take it as it was, that's for sure. Yeah, that's my thought too, Johnny. My thought too. Now, I am going to jump back there for a second, because I want to go ahead and look at some of those other names on the files, just to see what else they tossed in there. Because they were having fun tossing some other names in there. At least I think they were. So I'm just going to jump back that way for a quick second. See if I can find anything all that interesting. It's like they, of course, made these tricky by tossing funky letters and whatnot in here. Different languages on occasion. Wonder if anyone else will return for the finale next week. I mean, that could be where we finally make our alternate Avengers lineup as well. So, if so, then we might get one last performance. One last T'Challa. One last time at Chadwick Boseman. I'm hoping for that. We'll see what we see, right? Yeah, if anyone can go ahead and actually take care of the Russian while you're at it too on this, huh? I'm assuming it's Russian on the other letters on these. I just see a C and an X, and I think Charles Xavier, though. Which could be completely wrong. No idea, to be honest. Let's see. Scal says, nah, you don't know if it's the Avengers episode because... Well, yeah, I agree with you on not having the Gamora episode, but... I don't know. I'd still love to see one last performance from Chadwick. I mean, I'd like to see more than that, but what can you do? Okay, that's not Russian at all. What language is it sitting on the boxes that they've screwed with on this? So that is not Russian. Anybody know what language it is actually on those boxes? Bonus points if anyone knows. Because I certainly don't seem to. Let's see, anything else over in the chat there? Not seeing anything else new at the moment. And no comments on what language people think that is. Dang. It's like, where are they with these boxes? Yeah, for what reason are they in a different language? Remind me, let's see. Yeah, they make Thanos look in the episode. Yeah, no kidding. Again, just a complete chump. I'll just say, oh, look, I'm dead. Again, it should be Russian because it's, I mean, we have Black Widow say it's the KGB archives, right? Oh, timer's still up because I just didn't turn it off. There you go. Nah, no after credit. I mean, that timer's beyond even all the localization credits, so way up past. Just me. Just me and not turning it off, that's all. Well, anyway, points to anybody who does know what some of those other names translate to. Let's see. So anyway, so next week, let's go ahead and get our part 2. Let's finish this out right here. Let's get how thoughts on the show so far. I think I kind of talked about it last time around after the episode. Miko Wars thinks the show is great so far. Good. I mean, my biggest statement I would make is I wish the show weren't canon. I'd have far less issue with the show if it were not canon. Then I'd be fine with pieces of it. I mean, last week's especially was true of that, where if this were not canon, sure, whatever. I'm fine with you playing fast and loose and getting characters poorly and adding all kinds of other weird rules this way, that, etc. So, I said, wish it weren't. I mean, yes, we can retcon stuff later. And yes, they probably will. I mean, if we're counting this as canon. I mean, I think there's a number of things that will have to be retconned if they actually ever come into the actual film side. If not, then I feel like we're going to get a tiered canon out of this. That's just kind of the feeling I get, where if it's live action, that's true canon, and then the animated canon is kind of down here, and we'll overwrite that with live action whenever we feel like to make sure it fits in. I feel like that's the direction we're headed by doing what if canon and having it play as fast and loose as it does with everything. And I don't like that, but what can you do? Nah, I disagree, Scal. Funny, but no, it doesn't all have to be canon because of the multiverse. You can make non-canon stories where you can have the characters be completely different without a good reason for them being completely different. Or where the multiverse can work in a different way than our multiverse works, etc., etc. So, I mean, that's one of the problems here with the what if is we usually take it as here's one incident that has changed everything. And yet, then you have a number of characters and other things that seem to be different too, which is weird. But no, there's been some really good episodes. There have been some bad episodes. And who you are changes which ones you think those are. I am sure that you ask a different set of people, you'll get a different set of answers on that question. And that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. So I have no issue if you love one of the ones I didn't like, and if you went ahead and didn't like one of the ones I loved. So, but yeah, it's been rocky, to say the least. And certainly I've had my issues with it, and certainly there are pieces I've loved about it. Ultimately, I think it's the weakest Marvel property we've had in the, well, I guess I'll say MU in this case. So, weaker than any of the movies, any of the shows that have come out, overall. If I only took the best pieces that I loved the most, well, that would be a different matter. And then it would rank somewhere else. So. And I don't think this show can really change my opinion about that on the whole at this point. Not after we've had 8 episodes and that rockiness is there. Could season 2 be much tighter on its writing and care about that more? Yeah, sure. So certainly season 2 could, but episode 9's not going to go ahead and change my overall opinion on the show. Even if it's a beautiful, brilliant episode, which I hope it is. Let's see. Scal, when are we going to see Captain Carter Part 2? Well, I know they're following up things in season 2. They mentioned that they'll be bringing our characters back in 2 or maybe later, etc. And maybe she'll pop into live action, right? Here's hoping. Here is hoping. And Star Miko. See, I agree with a lot of that, yeah. Yep. Hey, and as I've always said, you're free to have a completely different opinion. Not a problem. It's a subjective opinion anyway, aren't they all? So, Star Miko? Yeah. Love to have Captain Carter get a movie. That would be fun. That would be fun. I'd also love to see a season 3 to Agent Carter, but that's another matter entirely for another time. Don't think that one will ever happen, though. Especially given the funky nature of Marvel Studios versus the TV side that was behind pieces like that. So especially given that, don't think I'll ever see a season 3 there. Live action. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So yeah, I've certainly got a very mixed opinion on What If. That's the simplest way of putting it. But hey, that's okay. Let's see. What else? Anything else Marvel? When it comes to it, yeah, I don't think any. Yeah, there's nothing else coming out this year that I think would change my overall opinion on ranking of this. I can't imagine Spider-Man No Way Home or Eternals or Hawkeye are not going to be at least middle MCU when it comes to it. Just based on everything going into those properties. Eternals, I suppose, is the biggest up in the air question, just because it's not a continuation. It's not like Hawkeye where we're talking a character we've seen for so long and so much, or a character like over in Spider-Man where this is the third Spider-Man movie we've had. And, well, he's been in more movies than that, too. So, even so, I would be really surprised if either of those two are not probably upper half of MMU at this point for how they come out. As they've gotten better at doing certain things, and I'm going to guess those will be there. We'll see. And Eternals? Who knows exactly where that'll hit in the ranking. I'm curious. I'm hoping it's up here, but who knows? Let's see. What else do we got? Back to what I was saying. Marvel does listen to the fans. They brought Ultron back. Yes, which is true. Fans have definitely been wanting to see Ultron back for ages. Agreed. And Star Miko, the Miss Marvel show, out with the old and with the new. Those might be two different comments. I'm not sure if those were connected or not, but the Miss Marvel show at this point is going to be next year. I mean, I don't think they've ever officially said it, but we all know it's going in 2022 at this point. I mean, as soon as they announced Hawkeye, without Miss Marvel being announced, and knowing time frames and how everything else fits, it was a given that Miss Marvel wasn't happening this year. And my opinion on why that is, which is pure speculation, but, well, not pure speculation. I mean, I have reasons for why I speculated. But considering we know both were filming back months and months and months ago, and we had, all of that knowledge, I'm assuming the reason it happened was that things got delayed. Other shows got delayed, and movie and whatnot, by the pandemic. And that ripple affected to the point that they couldn't fit everything in this year. And, well, they had a choice. They could have bumped Hawkeye. Well, the problem is Hawkeye is very much set at Christmas time. Very clearly there. So if you bump Hawkeye, now it's after Christmas. Now it comes out in January at the earliest, which just doesn't work as well. It's messy. So therefore, you bump Miss Marvel back to next year. Make sure Hawkeye still comes out and crosses over Christmas, as it will be. So, what can you do? It's like, I mean, the decision makes sense, and I assume that's the reason for the decision going that way. On the other hand, who knows? Maybe they had more post-production issues on Miss Marvel, and it took longer to finish up, and that's why it got bumped. I suppose that's possible, too. But I'm guessing it's the other side of that there. Hey, hello there to Jeremy Stevens. Welcome, welcome. Let's see, Scal, you said, Shang-Chi was good for her first appearance in the MCM, right? You sure as heck aren't going to hear me disagree. I've already, I think, I said it probably somewhere in a live stream or maybe in a tweet or something. So I think I'm already on the record saying that it is the best, what's the word I want to say, introduction movie of a character? Yeah. Anyway, the best introduction movie for a character that Marvel has done, in my opinion. And one of the best solo movies in the entirety of Marvel. So, perhaps the best. I still have to debate that one a little bit right there. As far as solo movies are concerned, it's really Black Panther I'm debating it with. So. But as far as solo movies, well, and Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier still gets a little of that debate. And I do not count Civil War as a solo movie. Yes, it is a Captain America movie, I grant, but... let's see. Hello there to Perutis Cervantes. I do not know if I pronounced that right. The double R's, maybe those needed rolled a little more. So my apologies if I did not roll my R's enough in there. Let's see. What do we got? Wondering if the Watcher is going to assemble heroes from the past episodes. Yeah. Wondering that one too right there. Definitely see the possibility of that going that direction. I mean, getting to our Avengers lineup, or alternate Avengers lineup. I don't think we'll see other Watchers, though. I don't think that's going to happen. But, yeah. Jeremy Stevens, you still like Iron Man as a solo movie better than Shang-Chi. Yeah, I understand. It was good. I mean, that is one of the best solo movies out there, for Marvel. No doubt. Personally, I do actually like Shang-Chi better. Which surprised me, actually. I wouldn't have expected it to hit higher than that. I mean, that's a high bar right there. Let's see, Scal, seen Venom 2 yet? Nope, I have not seen Venom 2 yet. Not out till the 15th of October for you over there. It's really screwy when things release at different times around the world, right? I know that's the case for other ones too, like, what other movie is it that I'm thinking that's been releasing at different times across the world? Bond has, right? I think Bond has been releasing at different times, right? I think. There was something in my mind anyway that was releasing at different times around the world. In my mind recently. But no, I have not seen Venom 2. So, I said no spoilers in here. I mean, no spoilers regardless, just for everyone else that hasn't seen it, but... But I said, is it actually out anywhere? I mean, I know here it's, we're talking a few days. But I'm not sure if it's out anywhere at this point. Probably some places that it's out and available already. Back to things get weird when they don't release at the same time, right? Although, maybe that feels weirder for me, actually, in that sense. Problem with living in the United States where things tend to come out first. That's probably part of that. Let's see. Let's see. Jeremy says, did surprise how good Shang-Chi was. Yeah. It was indeed. Am I going to see Venom 2 or Not My Kind of Marvel? I don't think I'll be going and seeing it in the theaters. I'll say that. So I don't think I'll be rushing out to the theaters there. Who knows? Maybe it gets stellar reviews and I could change my mind, but I don't think so. Especially mid-pandemic and everything else. But yeah. So probably not. But once it's actually out and available for streaming and everything like that, that's another matter. Opening night for you there, Jeremy Stevens. Awesome. But yeah, so no, as I said, over here, yeah, we're talking this the week it's released. So where has Venom 2 already come out at? I'm just curious. In the UK, it came out a couple weeks ago. Wow. Gotcha. So that's part of the interesting trick of what's going on there. Like a couple weeks ago on the 14th, huh? Although it's kind of weird that reviews are still held on it, even though it's been out for weeks in the UK. Is that really the case? Oh, it's Dune I was thinking about that's been released, that was releasing at different times across the world and it was screwy. That's what I was thinking about that had been doing that. It was Dune. Yeah, anyway. Let's see. Scal says, no spoilers, but heard the possible after credit scene would have something to do with No Way Home. Interesting. I mean, especially given there's a weird disconnect, and yet they are also, Sony is wanting a connection there. It's kind of weird how there's that funky play between Sony wanting Spider-Man to work over into that universe, and yet it's a different universe than the MCU/MMU. So it's a weird interplay right there. Scally says world premiere was in the UK, but it's not in theaters right now. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was trying to take a look, see, since you were talking about it being out. Okay, so it's not actually out over there yet. Okay, cool. So maybe it's not actually out anywhere else yet then? But yeah, I know Dune was jumping into different parts of the world all at different times. I know that one was doing that. Cool. Well, for those who are going to be seeing Venom 2 here in, what is that, another couple days, assuming you're seeing it Thursday on a preview day, and then enjoy. Definitely enjoy. Hopefully it ends up being really good. Let's see, Scal. Well, with all the lore stuff that's going on, you say, at the moment with Sony suing Marvel. With all the different stuff that's going on, yeah. We'll see. Of course, remember, that all gets handled. Hey, if Sony just gets bought by somebody else, then the rights all go back to Marvel. For all the little bizarre things and the legalities of all that, right? Well, anyway. I think that's going to be about it for today. I will be back live in another couple days because we'll have the Star Wars Terrifying Tales Lego special coming up. Hopefully I end up liking that one a lot more than I ended up liking the holiday special. Here's hoping. How amusing. Star Miko was saying roughly the same thing there that I was mentioning, just touching on that new Lego Star Wars movie. Yes, indeed. Sorry, I bumped the mic there, I think. Well, bumped the desk that the mic is on, rather, but point being. So, yeah, I'm definitely hoping here. I'm hoping. It looks like we've got a chance for a few different things to pop up into that. Kind of get their own little chance at a couple other what-ifs in the Lego form, it almost feels like. So, Here's hoping. Here's hoping it's done well, the humor is in there well, and it ends up being good. So, there we go. Anyway, so we'll be back for that in a couple days. Next week, we'll go ahead and finish up season 1 of What If. No big marathon for that. I generally marathoned all 3 of the other shows, but this one isn't that kind of nature. So, I mean, with every one of the episodes being as separate as they are, the only real big through line so far has been The Watcher, aside from the fact that Strange is going to be coming back here, as we can see. So, I don't feel the need to marathon it through. So, just the finale, and that'll be that. Let's see, Scal. Yeah, the holiday special is just a big excuse for Star Wars time travel. Indeed it was. Indeed it was. Okay. Well, everybody. I'm sure I'll catch a few of you in a couple days for the Star Wars Lego piece. Probably catch a bunch of you next week here for the Marvel What If. And maybe some other things in between or afterwards. So, until next time, let me go ahead and say, have a magical day, and may the Force be with you for all time, always.